I threw a pizza up the middle at the start of overtime. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. You'll never see me backtrack, cause that's really not my style. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. I was supposed to bring the beer, but instead I brought the wine. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. I think I'm 97, but I play like 69. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. I keep the puck for every goal I score and add it to my shrine. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. I could have met curfew, but chose suspension and the fine. That's why I'm riding the pine, with Punchy Langer in summertime. I'm just sitting on the bench with two line mates of mine.
And welcome to Riding Pine Chronicles of the Fourth Line, episode 37. It's all about Hall of Fame tonight. Guys who should be enshrined, their jerseys head up to the rafters. They got points to prove it. A couple guys went into the NHL Hall this week. So what better time to do it right now? We got a special guest coming up tonight. We got an interview set up with the founder of the Beer League Hockey Hall of Fame a little bit later, Chippy Dubois. You met him last week when we had our watch party. And here we are. How we doing, boys?
F&A.
Well, as I said, we're going to be discussing the Hall of Fame and guys that should be in the Hall of Fame, some guys that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, some snubs, some favorites that need to go in. And let's just get it started right now. Langer, what do you got for warm-ups?
Oh, well, we had a great warm-up before the shows, but we can't bring that in today.
Yeah, so we always do.
Maybe another day. The weather's nice. And when the weather's nice, everything's nice.
All you need is kill.
So I was
kill pass.
having a chat the other night. So our kids are going on camp this week.
Right.
Because they can. So anyway, I was just thinking about, did you guys ever go on camp when you're in school?
I went to camp at Cubs. I didn't go to camp at school.
I never actually went to like camp. I went to like hockey camp, but I've never actually been.
Counts, I guess.
I've never actually been to like, but the hockey camp was in my city. So, and like, it was at the boarding school. So like,
okay. Was this at, well, hold on.
Ridley.
Yeah.
You almost said it.
Ridley College. Yeah.
Yeah. But mom and dad were like, no, you're going to stay in your own room. I'm not paying the lodging fee.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll wake up every morning and get you over there. That's about it. But no, not really ever experienced the camp life. You?
I went to school. I went on school camp a couple of times.
Okay.
And I've been like numerous times as a teacher.
I guess the only camp I remember going to was we didn't go to a camp. We went to Toronto in grade 8.
To camp.
We stayed at a hostel.
Anytime you get out of the country, it's called camp.
It wasn't even the country. I just got out of the city. Yeah. But anyway,
set up camp in front of the Eaton Center.
Yeah, that's right.
The fire.
Well, we slept on the floor anyways. Yeah. And I remember because I left for Malaysia. I went to Toronto with all my friends, and I had to say goodbye in Toronto. And I went to
hop on a plane. Now, you mentioned Cubs, because I was going to throw Beavers in there as well.
Yeah.
I love Beavers.
Cubs and
I don't
Beavers.
think I was.
And then Scouts was like
I joined. Yeah.
Beavers was the best because you like.
And there was Eagle Scouts.
As you qualified in Beavers, you changed your color of your tail on the back.
Yeah,
remember that
on your bucket hat.
Yeah, you had the bucket hat, and you get a different tail every grade you go through. Yeah, never got into Boy Scouts. Never graduated. Yeah. Actually, got kicked.
Nah, I lost interest.
I got kicked out of Beavers for eating a brownie.
Beavers. But did you? I remember Cubs had like it was like the Cub leader, the
Yeah.
the alpha, blah, blah, blah. What was it in beavers? Did you have like a,
I don't know, the
I don't
big
know,
beaver?
the leader beaver, the bushy beaver?
He was.
And then we used to go to the beavery every year. It was like the big beaver jamboree.
Yeah,
Where they had all the beaver,
dude. I was.
all the beaver troops from all over the area would show up.
We might have actually met
the beavery.
prior to
Yeah,
being
we might
here.
have crossed paths at a beavery.
I might. Yeah, maybe we were at a beavery together. Who knows?
And you had like a little necktie
Mhm.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, with the thing.
To hold it.
Yeah.
And you had your badges all over the place.
Did you ever
That's
go
right.
next level and go to the? Did you ever end up being a Boy Scout?
No,
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Me either.
I went to the
I
cottage.
checked out quick.
Yeah.
Well, there.
But it was cool. We had meetings in like a church hall basement or something like
Yeah.
once a week. And
Yes.
you
Yes.
talk about how you whittled a spoon out of a pice of wood. Or
Yeah, dude.
you made eggs in the microwave or something.
Yes.
You got a badge for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember making these. We would make like what was it like you get an egg carton, the things that you could do with an egg carton, right? Like you'd have to, I don't know, just everything you make a car out of it, you make a family. It was like, that was the only resource
Put eggs
that we
in it.
had. It was just like glue and a cardboard and an egg carton. Go to town. This is the assignment for today, kids. And if you get it right, you get the yellow tail for next week. Yeah, beauty.
But the egg carton was part of the standard pieces of like around the house craft material.
Yep.
You know, like the toilet paper roll
That's right. That's
and
right.
like the like
Binoculars.
The milk
Lots of
bag
those
or
things. Yeah.
you know like an old saran wrap tube or
Yeah. That's right.
garbage bag. You cut it up or something. I don't
I
know.
remember we had to tape 2 toilet rolls together, and then you put saran wrap around the end of it, and you do like a picture, and you made a like kaleidoscope out of it, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
wonderful.
Put a bunch of dirt and
It was.
or you make a phone out of like a couple of empty apple juice cans and a piece of string.
That's right. It's where the badge right there. It's a definite badge.
That's it's definitely a badge.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't no Girl Guides though. You didn't get to sell cookies.
No,
No.
they're good
Did-
cookies too.
Great cookies. I actually seen some at a countdown the other day. I was shocked.
Girl Guide cookies.
Yeah. It was
I
like,
guess they got guides here. They got different chapters around the world.
yeah, I was a little shocked when I saw them. But now they're handing out Lego to build a store.
You guys had to sell chocolate in school? So you're talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
selling
Chocolate-covered
cookies.
almonds.
You guys, I remember like we had the chocolate bar run once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
With the
remember
almonds.
I'm pretty sure I swiped a couple boxes during my run.
I think everybody did.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But then
Cool.
you're supposed
I
to bring
just
back
wanted
a
to-
certain amount of money,
Yeah.
and you're like $10 short. Like it's
Yeah.
because
I
my
don't know.
mom, when she'd be bad too, she'd just like eat them, and then she'd have to fire $20 in there like the day it was due because they're just sitting there, and you don't want to go sell them because it
No.
sucks.
Man, that reminds me.
Well, everybody else is, right? And it's like, they're like, I just bought, oh, fuck, I don't have any change. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
I'll pay you later.
Did you guys ever do flyers? Did you guys ever have the flyer route? Did you ever hand out flyers?
I
paper
remember
route.
doing it in like a parking lot. No, didn't have a paper route. I did fill in for a dude once on his paper route. Completely fucked everything. Yeah. Fucked it all up. I did it for him for one day. He got a whole bunch of complaints. I do remember his dad called my dad. It's like, Aaron fucked up royally, you know. But I remember going out with him and he was showing me all the houses. I was like, yeah, didn't write anything down, you know. So like, anyways.
It reminds me, I was working at this English school in Japan, and they're real hardcore. And there's always like the boss and like his little dog that's like super hardcore and like looks up to him and stuff. So he bought
Yeah.
cases of these flyers to hand out. You stand at the train station and hand them out. Like there's a zillion people. So we went out, there's a couple of us, and it lasted for 2 seconds, and we dumped them all in the garbage and went to the bar. Probably like $1,000 worth of flyers. We dumped them all, went to the bar.
Oh, all right. Okay, we're going in.
Let's get her going.
The first period has started. Okay, right on. Okay, and the puck drops. So, Hall of Fame. I'm not a huge follower of the Hall of Fame. I've never been. Don't know a lot about it. No, never been. It's right beside the Air Canada Centre. It's right fucking downtown. I remember driving through Toronto, having not been there for a while, on the main highway, and I remember passing the Air Canada Centre, thinking, "Holy fuck, it's right there."
It's on the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Old bank.
Anyways, but so I got thinking about Hall of Fame, and what the fuck does it take to get in there? Because I don't know anything about the damn Hall of Fame. So it was a interesting bit of research here. So we'll go through some criteria here, in case you guys weren't aware. So for a person to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a player, they must be retired for a minimum of 3 years and be nominated by an elected 18-person selection committee. Right? So you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully all of our listeners do as well.
Unless you're Wayne or Mario.
I guess 18-person committee. There's categories, so even I just thought there were players, but there's like the builder who can be active at the time of their nomination, interestingly, or a linesman or a referee who have to be retired. So who's on this 18-person selection committee? You guys know?
I know
ex-coaches.
Pretty sure that Lanny McDonald is the head of it all.
The chair.
Brian Burke's on it, I'm pretty sure.
Because when you get inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame, Lanny McDonald's the guy that calls you up.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I know that. That's the only thing I know about it. I can check it out, maybe.
Yeah. So, I guess, are there people like the first person that comes to mind is Eric Lindross, right? He is yet to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I guess, so what would be your opinion, Langer? Should Eric Lindross get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame? Just quick yes or no. Just go. Boom. No.
I think yes.
Yeah, you think yes? Okay. Cam?
Because to me, there's a difference between great
and good.
Pretty, great, and then, Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh, right.
No, that's just tough.
Yeah.
I
Cam? Lindross?
would
just
say
yes or no.
I would say
no.
I would say maybe.
No.
I think he's
no. Way to make a decision there, buddy.
I think he's a guy that may get in later, but I don't think he's not first, second, third ballot, in my own opinion.
Right.
Mainly because of the injuries and because he didn't get to play the whole thing, play his whole career out. But
yeah, his star shone brightly, but very briefly.
The OHL Hall of Fame, hell yes. But
yeah.
But when
it's hockey, we got to remember. Sorry, go on.
But when I look at the Hockey Hall of Fame, I look at the overall of everywhere they've been. I just think that there's a lot.
It's not the NHL.
I think there's a lot more people on the list that aren't in that should be in before him. That's all. So maybe.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people forget it is the Hockey Hall of Fame, and the NHL is not hockey. It's just one league.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Do you guys want to know who is on the selection committee? Because I got it in front of me.
Yeah, who is it?
Okay, so the selection committee of the Hockey Hall of Fame. John Davidson is the chairman. Then you have David Branch, who's the commissioner of the OHL, or was the commissioner of the OHL. Brian Burke, Cassie Campbell, Mark Chipman, Bobby Clark, Mark DeFoy, Michael Farber, Ron Francis,
Michael Farber, he's a journalist.
Mike Gartner, Anders Hedberg, Igor Larionov, Yari Curry, Bob McKenzie, Mike Murphy,
Mike Murphy,
Dave Poyle, Luke Robitaille, and I cannot fucking believe that this guy even has a fucking opinion, but Pierre Maguire.
No shit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Pierre Maguire's like the least liked announcer, commentator, whatever. I was so goddamn happy when he got a job in the NHL this year because then I didn't have to hear
player
him
operations.
Anymore. Wow, that's
Yeah, well,
shocking.
he's working in Ottawa now.
I was a little surprised that Bob McKenzie was in there though.
Yeah, he's been around as a journalist for a long time, as as an analyst and
Bob McKenzie.
And Lanny McDonald
Yeah.
served from 2007 to 2015. But he's still a spokesman. One of the friends of the show, man, really cool. Carrie Goulet got married in the Hall of Fame. It's pretty wild.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got married in the
Cool.
Great Hall.
Wow.
Where all the trophies are.
Yeah, well, where all the
Wow.
faceplates are.
Yeah.
But they're in the same room.
Yeah,
The trophies are on one side.
Yeah, true.
And the faceplates are on the back of the wall.
True enough. Yeah.
Right.
And so just give you a rundown. So it's built in. It's an old renovated bank. Can't remember which it is. I don't know if it's Bank of Montreal, TD, or something. Royal Bank.
Yeah.
So the main area where the bank part was, that's the trophy hall, and then there's a big wall behind that you can kind of walk around. It's like a big circular room, and then you've got the plaques of all the players, and then in the vault they've got the original trophies. So they've got all the bands from the Stanley Cup that had to be
Yeah, I was
removed
going to say
because
that's
they ran out of
awesome.
space, and like rings and like all the original stuff's in the vault.
Yeah, because every time
Quite a bit of replicas and stuff are used.
Yeah, because every time every time the Stanley Cup's won, the team gets named onto the cup, but they take off a ring. So every time
It got pretty dented this year, didn't it?
It's every few years. I can't remember how many years it is, but it's like every
I think it's 6.
7 or 8 years. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
to take it off, and
They take
that's because
Somebody's-
otherw's, if you think about it, the trophy would be like 10 feet tall by now.
So they take it
Yeah.
off and they put the whole strip on the wall
Yeah.
in the vault, which is pretty cool.
It's all black and like backlit, and
We'll have to do a Ride and
That's
Pine
cool.
trip,
Yeah.
man. We'll have to go to the Hockey
yeah,
Hall of
look
Fame.
at Hall
one
of
day.
Fame. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, so I got thinking, all right, well, what other Hall of Fames are there out there? Right. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's
There's the
only-
AVN Hall of Fame.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
So,
There's the Kite Hall of
Um,
Fame.
all right. Yeah. All right. Well, we've all, I guess, all done our research. So, all right. Well, let's start with, I like the Robot Hall of Fame. I thought that was kind of quirky. It's a Robot Hall of
nice.
Fame.
Where
It's
is
in,
it?
Carnegie Science Center, Robot Hall of Fame. Where is it located in? Yeah, Carnegie Science Center.
Where's
Is
Carnegie?
that like a country?
Yeah.
Carnegie's it's in the U.S.
Yeah, I was going to say, these all got to be in the U.S.,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I figured that'd be
The-
Japan.
Yeah.
You figured that.
Well, funnily enough, yeah, nothing from. I didn't see anything from Japan pop up in any of my searches anywhere. It was
Okay.
all, but who knows? Who knows what you're seeing? But so yeah, Wally. What do they got here? They said in Roomba. I don't know who the fuck Roomba is, but you'd think the robot from Danger Will Robinson. What the fuck?
Is Johnny Five in there?
Lost in Space?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
Johnny
the
Five's
maid
gotta
from
be-
the Jetsons in there?
Yeah, she.
Rosie. Fucking
Yeah.
Rosie. Yeah. Is Johnny Five in there? Short Circuit.
I don't know. Yeah,
Short
I don't
Circuit.
know.
He's
I
gotta be
just
in
got
there.
Wally in my little summary here, but yeah, you'd think so. Johnny Five will be in there. But
Johnny Five's
what other
gotta be
famous?
in there.
Like you got C-3PO, fucking. There must
C-3PO.
be C-3PO and R2-D2. Probably BB-8 will be in there now. All the big ones.
The one
What's
from
another
Hero
good
6.
robot? What about RoboCop?
What about that one in the 80s?
RoboCop will be in there.
You could get out of the consumer's catalog.
But what's the criteria to get into the robot one now? Because
holy fuck, that's right. That was the coolest thing.
It had a little control.
Yeah.
You know what it looks like?
Yeah.
It looked like C-3PO. It looked like a garbage can.
Yeah.
Omnibot. It was like I
Omnibot.
wanted it so hard back then.
what is the criteria to get into the Robot Hall of Fame, though? Because would RoboCop even qualify? Because he's half man, half robot.
Yeah, he's a cyborg, though. Yeah.
The owner's
Does that count?
mechanical life in both real and fictional.
Okay.
I'd say RoboCop fucking deserves a spot. He's
So that
a
means
cop,
Terminator would
right?
be in
there. Yeah,
Terminator
Arnold
would be
Schwarzenegger.
another good one. But it's from the future, so it's not there yet.
So it's not Terminator. It's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the robot. He's actually a robot.
I'll be back. Yeah. Oh fuck. He's aged quite a bit. I seen him recently on a talk show. He's looking his age now. You know. Finally, fuck. You know. But
Finally,
anyways, right. We got the Burlesque Hall of Fame. That was of course it's in Las Vegas.
yeah,
Right.
of course.
Funnily enough, you don't have to be 18 to get into it. So, but it is
interesting.
just the art of tease, right? Burlesque, right? So
Yeah.
but it's still very, very risque.
It's risque, but
You
it's
know,
not.
somewhere I'd bring my
Porne.
son to. Well, I don't know. I guess fuck. God.
Are you thinking of? Is that what it's on your mind? You're thinking of taking him to a Burlesque Hall of Fame?
Well, you know, or maybe just a show, but I guess we'll see what the age restrictions are. But I don't know what his mother will think. But anyways, there's a barber shop museum and Hall of Fame for large collections of razors and barber poles, stripper poles, razors, shavers, and cups, and yeah. So that's interesting.
I'm sorry, things are getting blurry here. What's the difference between a Hall of Fame and a museum?
Well, that was going to be my next point. Yes,
I think
exactly.
most of
Yeah,
them, a lot of them, well, like these little ones like the Burlesque one, I think they're a little bit of a combo of both. So you find,
Like, I don't know many Hall of Fame or Burlesque,
Well,
Burlesque
you think about the
dancers.
Hall of Fame, right? There's people that get inducted into
Zsa Zsa
the Hall of
Gabor.
Fame, right? But there's still all that memorabilia that goes saved in the vault. You know what I mean? And that's their own sort of museum. You know what I mean? The stick of this person, the skates of that guy, you know, the gloves of whatever. So, I mean, I guess even the Hockey Hall of Fame is a museum as well.
It is.
You know?
Yep.
Or the Ice Hockey Hall of Fame. It's not called that, right? It's called the Hockey Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
right?
So there might be some field hockey
But it's
in there.
dedicated to
Road hockey.
ice hockey. Yeah.
Your buddy could be in there because he
That's
had a
right.
big clapper out front of your house back in 1987.
That's right. There's the ultimate
With a
goalie.
Milek blade on his Titan stick. Yeah.
That's right. Man, the balls would I remember them curving, they would, oh my God, sometimes, yeah.
It was a dangerous game.
Well, you'd get hit. I don't
winter.
remember, oh my God.
you guys would
No, I
shit.
didn't
I
play
get-
it.
You get hit in the thigh in January.
Jesus. Yes.
With an
It's like a
orange
rock.
Milek ball.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's funny. I just literally 2 days ago, I just got a shipment of 75 Milek balls to my house for the new Hockey House Intro to Hockey program. So I have a plethora of them at my house right now.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Oh,
eh?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey Central.
Yeah, it's full
Are
on.
we going to... Right on.
Crazy.
That's cool, man. Right on. Cool. It's coming
Dude,
together.
Sergio,
eh?
your picture's messed up. It looks like you've had a stroke.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you all right? Should we call somebody?
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like Darnell
Really?
Nurse right now.
Yeah. Eyes were all weird. I was like, what are the signs? Drooping side of their face, slurred speech.
Let's not joke around about that, man. I had Bell's palsy just before my wedding, man. It was something fierce. It was so bad. Whole left side of my face just like stopped. You ever experienced Bell's palsy, man? Wow.
No.
No, my ex-wife had it once when she was pregnant.
It's something else,
Really?
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's face paralyzing. So it paralyzes the left side of your face.
It's always to the left?
Yeah, usually it's nerve damage. It's like a nerve thing that lasts for like 2-3 weeks, man.
It's a nerve thing. Oh, right.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
2 or 3
Gaza
weeks.
just had it recently, man. Gaza just had it.
Yes, that's right.
Remember?
Right?
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Did you see him when he had it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's shocking, man. It's very
George
shocking.
Bell's palsy, man.
It's pretty.
And it didn't go away for George Bell's palsy, obviously.
It never
No.
fully went away for me.
Yeah, you're still afflicted by
Yeah, I've never.
the Bruce Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
I can see it. My wife can see it from here. Like I can see it right now when I'm looking at myself in the view here. My one
You're
eye
looking
is
at yourself
slightly
in the
more
mirror.
open than the other. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it all the time. I can see it in pictures.
Yeah.
For sure. If
Okay.
I don't know.
It's like a nerve stroke.
Yeah, it's usually for me. It was brought on by dental work. A lot of times it happens. Dental work, they hit a nerve or something, and then for me, I had a couple implants done on my teeth prior to my wedding. So yeah, about like 2 months out from my wedding, it just boom. My whole one side of my face just stopped. It was pretty trippy. It's a scary thing to happen because you don't think it's ever going to go back to normal, and then eventually it comes around. Sorry,
Jesus.
And then you get into the Hall of Fame.
I was going to say
That's
there's
right.
probably a Hall of Fame for it.
Yeah.
Probably. I didn't see it, but
In Belleville.
that's right.
Oh!
Oh God! All right. Oh look, let's call it. Oh right. Well, let's call it there. I'll let somebody else bring up the other Hall of Fames.
No, we can always do it in overtime.
Yeah. Oh shit! Somebody's
We're on
the finger on the
401.
trigger. Pull the trigger, Jigger.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger. Moving into the second period here. So for me, I only got a few things. With the recent. So the one guy that I feel for me is at the very top of my list. He was a hero to me when I was a young kid, and a lot of people don't understand, but like I didn't really hit a growth spurt until I was 17. So I was like the short fuck all the time. So for me, it's Darren Fleury. The fact that guy is not in the Hall of Fame is an absolute sin. I understand that he had a couple demons, fought through some demons, but the guy was point per game in the playoffs. He was point per game in his career, won a cup, always had minimum of 60 points in a season, broke the 100-point barrier.
International.
Broke the 100-point barrier a couple times, was a member of several gold medal teams. And for me, when you're talking Eric Lindross, I'm like, Theo needs to be in way before Eric Lindross. So as long as Theo's not in, Lindross doesn't belong to be in. Theo was my hero. Everybody knows I'm a Blues fan. I initially was a Calgary fan because I do have some ties in my family and stuff to Calgary. So that's why I was a huge Theo fan. Because I was always the little guy. I was the little guy when I played football. I was the little guy all through high school. So Theo was always my hero. He's the biggest snub of all time in the NHL Hall of Fame that I can think of. More recently, as recent as, today they did the speeches for the Hall of Fame. Another Flame, Iggy. awesome. I love that he got in because in the short time that I lived in Calgary, he was their hero. He was everything in that city, on the ice, off the ice. One of the best captains ever. Didn't have all the accolades that he should have. Got a chance to win some hardware. I don't give a shit what anybody says. They won the cup in 6 games, but it got called back. He just recently got, like, just as of like a couple days ago, got nominated into the Hall of Fame. And he's one of those guys where it's like my heart smiles a little bit when he goes in, because I spent 10 years of my life in Calgary, and I fortunately was there during the whole cup run. I lived right off the strip. Like, I lived right off of the Red Mile. Yeah, and when I lived on the Red Mile, it was amazing.
It was like a legend.
And like, man, it was so off the chain. I used to rent out my parking spot to people. But anyways, during that whole cup run, I was working for a drywall company, and we went and did a delivery to a house that they were refurbishing the guest room. So I went up and I knocked on the door. As the driver of the vehicle, I would go up and knock on the door and say hi to the customer, blah, 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 blah. So no shit, opens the door. Like, this is like right after, I think it was game 3 of the finals. I knock on the door, and it's fucking Jerome Ginla's house. So Iggy answers the goddamn door. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I saw a ghost. I was just like, and then I go running back to the truck. I'm like, oh my God. I open up the door. I grab the newspaper because there's a picture of Iggy on the front of the newspaper. And I run back to the front door. I'm like, will you sign this? So he signed it. He signed the newspaper for all the boys. And I brought it back to the office. I'm like, man, we just did a delivery at Iggy's house, his guest room, man. He's redoing the guest room. And they're like, no way. So it was like the day before game 4, and I got to meet Iggy. So it was pretty cool. He was very cool. Iggy made us fucking sandwiches, dude. So like he come out like halfway through with like sandwiches for us, which was like really foreign. Like, drywall is a hard ass job, man. Like, when you're carrying drywall into a place, like, it's a hard ass job. But 9 times out of 10, you go, nobody says a word to you, you drop, that's it. But no, Iggy come out, dropped us off some sandwiches, gave us a couple bottles of water, like, just absolute top notch dude. So I was just so happy that he got in, because it's well deserved, man. The guy,
like a
you know,
won the housewife. Oh, we got visitors today. I've made
put on an off
cookies.
day when he's in the middle of a Stanley Cup final. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was unreal, man.
Yeah.
So for him, it's amazing. Then the only other little thing that I have here is, like, when I had the fortune, like, you know, the Hall of Fame for me, it really, I never ever thought of the Hall of Fame until I got to high school. Because in high school, everybody's high school, like, I don't know, maybe not everybody's, but my high school had an actual Hall of Fame. It was literally a hallway in the school that had all the famous people that came from the school, or guys that had crazy accolades that had moved on to do greater things in life and joined the Hall of Fame. So, like, we had a bunch of people that actually went on and did really cool things in life that ended up making that Hall of Fame. And I always thought, like, it would be so cool to try to get onto the Hall of Fame. So I was just going to rip off a couple of the alumni that went to my high school. So, like, do you remember Linda Evangelista, the supermodel?
No.
She was from my high school. Riley Sheehan, who now plays for the Kraken.
Yeah.
He came from there. My cousin Dallas, obviously, who's a musician. He ended up being on the Hall of Fame. My uncle, Hector Pothier, who played several
Not
seasons
Carl?
for, I guess, no, not Uncle Carl. But he played several years for the Edmonton Elks. now, I guess.
Yeah.
Formerly known as the Eskimos, won several Grey Cups.
Yeah.
So it was one thing that I always wanted to do is make it onto the Hall of Fame wall, right? Last year or 2 years ago when I went home, I went back to see a couple of my teachers and stuff, right? I went back to my high school because one of my cousin's kids goes there. So he was like, "Oh, I'm going to pick her up." So I was like, "Oh, I want to go with you, just to go for a little stroll around the old high school, right? Go around the old haunt." So I did make it onto the Hall of Fame wall. Reason being that I made it onto the Hall of Fame wall was back in the day, oddly enough, I played on our high school rugby team, which ended up, we were amazing. We won OFSA a couple years in a row, which, if you know, is huge in high school sports back home. Our high school rugby team was
Ontario.
Ontario
Fucking
Federation
of Sports Athletics Achievements.
Suckle a dicks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Langer's gonna look that up for us while we're figuring it out here. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we had a solid rugby team. So I actually went to look at the picture. Like I knew it was there already.
Ontario Federation of School Athletic Associations.
Ontario what?
Look at
what?
you.
Ontario Federation of
School Athletics Association. Bang.
Yeah.
And what was SASA?
Right.
And then there was CASA.
And
there was Central Ontario. What was yours out your way?
SASA. Southern Ontario. Yeah.
Okay. What was yours?
I had OFSA.
Or were you part of CASA?
HASA.
I was
This is HASA.
OFSA.
Hickville, Ontario Federation. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to look at the picture because so in our rugby photo, we're all sitting in the chair. We're all like the front row sitting in the chair, and with rugby, you got the real little shorts on, right? You got real little shorts on. And I wanted to see if the picture that was on the wall was still the original picture. Because when the yearbook came out that year, because you know how you always got a yearbook in high school, right? People signed your yearbook and whatever. So when the rugby picture came out in the yearbook, they had to recall most of the yearbooks because in the picture, the kid who's sitting in the very middle, his full ball bag was hanging out on the right side of the picture. So all the yearbooks were produced, and then if you go to the rugby page, his full nutsack was hanging out the right side. So I was like, oh my God, I got to see the picture. Like, I got to go down the Hall of Fame and just check it out. So sure enough, I had totally forgotten about this. But I walked down the hallway, and this is just 2 years ago. So it's still the original picture, but now there's Sharpie. So his pants are drawn on in Sharpie on the picture. So they covered his ball sack with a Sharpie. It's fucking hilarious. But anyways, so that's my little chirp about
digital
the Hall
technology,
of Fame.
eh?
That's my little chirp about that.
Right.
Yeah, I know. You would think that they would digitally edit that out or something. But that's my little chip about the Hall of Fame. And, you know, like I said to you, in high school, one of my dreams was to always my cousin hadn't yet been in the Hall of Fame. He hadn't yet been a famous musician yet, but my uncle was there. And I played football in high school, and that was my goal in high school, was to make it onto the Hall of Fame wall as a football player and try to get onto the hall, like next to my uncle Hector on that wall. But it never happened. But in 2019, when the Traveling Goons went to Australia, I had the privilege of being inducted into the Beer League Hockey Hall of Fame, which was absolutely an honor. And I feel very privileged to be in there. It's very
What'd you do? Chug a bunch of beer? Or
I was actually inducted as a builder. For the work that I've done in the BHL. I was recognized by a few guys. I was nominated by the traveling goalie who met us briefly. And then I was inducted while we were in Australia. I was presented with the plaque. I was I was given T-shirts. You know, it's a little thing that maybe will drive it. Maybe we can help drive it.
Where are those? Level. Where are those things now?
I have them all. I wish I had them with me. I can get up and show you. Like I can show you it.
No, okay. No. I'm not challenging to produce.
You motherfucker.
I was just asking to see if you still had them around. You know, because I wonder sometimes. There you go, eh? I just see a bunch of scribbles, but yeah,
I was inducted. I was inducted, and it was an honor. And luckily, we have today with us the founder of the Beer League Hockey Hall of Fame. So without further ado, let's turn it over to Chippy Dubois.
Riding the Pine, we got a special guest with us tonight. I want to introduce Chippy Dubois. Chippy, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How's it going? Yeah, morning. It's 4:30 here. I had to get up a little early for this. So instead of popping pints, I'm crushing teas, you know? Sometimes you got to behave.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, what kind of tea is it? But... Yeah.
It's just a good old orange pico. As soon as it's done, I'll pop a vodka soda with you guys.
That's right.
I gotta get something into me first.
Be back to bed by 6 a.m.
That's right. Yeah,
I gotta get a little nap.
Start over.
Get a little nap before I take the daughter to school, man.
Oh, dang. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah.
How are you boys doing?
Yeah, good. It's getting warm here.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's like complete opposites, eh? Yeah. It's like you guys are rocking summer. We're starting to freeze our balls off, and you know, it's tomorrow in the night and today in the morning for me. I don't know what's going on. You got me all upside down and backwards here.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, though there's probably like a 3-week period where our weather matches. Maybe once a year.
That's it.
Probably around the late September, early October area, I would say.
Yeah. It overlaps. That's right.
Yeah.
Langer's rocking the 1980s Campbell All-Star jersey. Is that what's going on there?
Yeah, well, we're talking about the Hall of Fame, so I thought I'd wear the Gretzky jersey tonight.
That's nice. I know a little bit about Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you know about the Hall of Fame?
Which one you want to talk about? The real one or that one that the guys get paid to get into?
Well, we were talking about the Burlesque and the Robot Hall of Fame earlier.
That's right.
That's awesome.
So
we had.
You don't have to talk about those two.
All right. I went to
AVG Hall of Fame. Did you go to that one?
Was that something?
The AVG Hall of Fame.
What's that one?
Where's this?
So this is the. Oh, sorry, it's the AVN. My apologies. The AVN Hall of Fame. No? Still
don't know.
One character different there, but...
I've heard of that one. I'd like to go there.
Yeah, it's the Adult Entertainment...
Is it in Vegas?
Oh, shit, it doesn't say. It
doesn't say.
Wow.
That's down. I'm going to have to Google this now.
That's right. That's right.
But isn't that a weird Hall of Fame? Because doesn't everybody get in? Because everybody's a star, right?
I don't know, but were they the greatest of all time? Like, so they said Larry Flint and Ron Jeremy are the two examples. So that's a lot to measure up to.
It's a few years ago too.
Yeah,
that's too funny. I don't know if I want to be part of that one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For the right reasons, anyways. Yeah, you don't want to be like.
I got tickets, take a friend.
Like if I was in Iowa passing by, maybe I'd stroll in, take a look at the hollowed halls.
Just going out for a half hour, honey. I'll be right back. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
Gone for a week.
Lost.
It was totally.
My money's all gone, honey.
Yeah. And I'm married again.
So Chippy, look, Hall of Fame. Tell us a little bit about the Hall of Fame that you know most about.
you know most about? Well, I guess we're talking about the Beer League Hall of Fame logo here behind me, rocking on the shirt here too. We decided, me and a buddy, Stro one, who Cam had the pleasure of meeting, Greg Meister, in 2019, so 3 years ago, decided to start honoring all the stars that put so much into their men's league careers. And we thought, these people should be honored, man.
Fair call. Now, I'm kind of curious as to, so you said you guys decided. So tell me about this decision process. Yeah. How did that start? How did the idea even come up?
All right. Well, I'd like to say I do most of the work, and I slag Stro quite a bit because he's an artist and very rarely punctual or on the ball with any of this. But I believe I'll have to say this. Although I would have liked to come up with the idea, Stro had said to me at one point, I was creeping in on 1,000 games for this one particular league. It's called ASHL, the Adult Safe Hockey League here in Canada. And he's like, you're like the best men's league ever player. And he was going on joking about me. And he's like, we should start a Hall of Fame. You got to be the first guy in like the Beer League Hall of Fame. And we kind of laughed and we talked about this on and off.
Was this after a game or were you away at a...
We've been playing together for a long time. So after every game, there's lots of pints. So it probably like went hand in hand with pints and hockey and everything. And then one day he came up and he's just like, hey, Chippy, you know what? Let's do a podcast. I said, oh, okay, we can do a podcast. He's just for the boys, just for the whales that we'll do a show. I said, well, if we're going to do a show, we have to have something that goes along with it. I go, why don't we start that Beer League Hall of Fame? And we kind of went from there. It was kind of like a lark at first, kind of a joke. But then it became something really real, really fast. And, started working on some designs, some ideas, started our podcast, just started pumping it. We decided to find a few people worthy of this honor. We didn't want it to be a joke. So, we came up with a whole scheme, plans, ideas, how you can get in, why you would get in, what makes you worthy. Then we wrote that down. We came up with divisions, wings hall of the hall. They're the wings. So you got like the spirit division, the player division, the builder division, things like this. Then we started a website. Then we put our first guy in, Adrian Mizzi. I don't know if you guys know him or got to play with him, the goalie, the traveling goalie.
I've had the honor of playing with Miz,
Yeah, we decided he was going to be the first inductee in the players category because, here's a guy who's traveled 45 countries, 4 or 5 continents, batshit crazy about men's league. I call him the Eddie Shore of men's league, by the way. He can be quite a wanker when you got to play for him. He's a drill sergeant, man. I'll tell you, he loses his shit. So it started there, and then we found out we met Cam. We met Cam through him, and we put Cam in as a builder. We have 4 nominees waiting now to see if they can go in, and we're trying to make this a real thing. We feel like, you guys, us, me, everyone who plays this game, it's not like the NHL or pros. We pay to play. We take time away from our family, our friends, we sacrifice how our bodies feel at work. We get up the next day, we do these things. And it was like, it became this thing like, why shouldn't we be honored or feel like NHL players? Why shouldn't our men's league be as important to us and feel the same way as these guys? What makes it different? We play till we're fucking 50 years old. We go through injuries, all this stuff. And so that's what we did. That's what our podcast ended up being about too. It was like just trying to interview people and making the beer leaguer feel like a pro, right? So here we are, man, 3 years later. Yeah. We got 3 guys in now, 4 more nominees, so it's going. COVID kind of slammed us down a bit, as everyone knows. I know you guys are still I think you're on lockdown over there right now.
Fuck.
Is that right?
Auckland is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just summer. But Langer, you're not? And
most of the league, no, I live a couple hours south of where summertime is, so I'm good.
Yeah, so that slowed us down a bit, but we're back on track. We're going to keep going. There's no rush, right? It's going to be a yearly thing. So we're going to have a national induction ceremony where we actually have a party and people can come and they'll be honored. You know, you get all this stuff that you get in the Hall of Fame. You get a phone call from Stroh. He lets you know if you're in. You get a plaque, you get a certificate, you get a nominee shirt, and then when you get in, you get a gold shirt. You know, you can see all that shit on our website too. Just go to bloff.com, beerleaguehockeyhalloffame.com. All the nominees get enshrined on there. We do a write-up of them, a little bit about their careers, get a picture in there, and away we go. Hopefully the people enjoy it as much as we're enjoying doing it.
That's incredible. That's insane. I can't imagine the amount of effort that takes.
It's funny, you know. So like at one point, we do our own shirts, right? We actually screen.
You press them.
It? Yeah, man. So we bought a screen printing press because we were like, everything's got to be done by us. So we got our own. We call it George Armstrong. It's right over here. We do our own shirts. We bought all our podcast gear, and everyone's like, oh, you know. And it's like, I was like, shit, Stroh, we got to get our 10 grand out of this somehow because it's starting to really weigh on the wallet. But it's got to be one of the funnest things that I've done. And I work in the film industry. I'm a carpenter. I'm building scenic shit and that, and I just I do. So I do all this stuff.
That's
do all
cool.
these things to help other people, see their visions and all that. And then we never do anything creative or fun, right? So this was kind of, it's on both levels. It's fun, it's creative for us, and we're meeting a lot of new friends. I mean, I get to talk to you guys. We promote. We have a lot of fun coming up with logos, stuff like all that stuff, man. It's just a blast. It's expensive and it's time consuming, but every time we put someone in, man, it's one of those things. You see their face and it just, you're like, all right, this is worth it. This is worth every penny that our wives are complaining about us spending. So it's perfect.
Well, tell us a little bit about or some highlights of some of your inductees. So we got Mizzy, the traveling goalie, been around the world numerous times. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he went in as a player, obviously. So Adrian has over 300 wins with a franchise that he started called the Ghetto Blasters. We have a franchise division, so the Ghetto Blasters are actually in as well. My men's team that I'm on, we honored them too, the Wales HC. That's a franchise that's in, so in the franchise category. They've been together for 15 years. We have a full running stats of everyone who's played on the team since then. Those guys have known each other since they were 8, 9, or 10, and they're still playing together. Ghetto Blasters started 10 years ago. Mizzy's been in 44 countries, 4 or 5 continents. Cam is a beast of a man right there. He's popped back in our screen here. He's in the builder category. You guys know what you're doing over there, the part that he's been with that. He's rocking the podcast shirt right now. Thank you, sir. And we put Andy Tanzier is a semi-pro, which doesn't matter. We don't care about pro hockey, but he played semi-pro. He's a men's league or two, travels the world. He's in. We have 2 guys in line for the veterans category, which is a nice category. The thing with the Beer League Hall of Fame is we wanted to make sure that it's like, it's everything, right? Everyone can get in. So what if you don't have 500 goals, 1,000 points, or you haven't played 1,000,000 games, right? So we have the veterans category, which is guys who started playing hockey later in life and are dedicated to men's league. So Orlando Ferreira is Orlando Ferreira is a goalie. He started playing men's league when he was like, I bet it was close to 30, late 20s. Never played before. Never played, junior. Never played house league.
Did he skate though?
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah,
I think most Canadians skate. I don't mean to sound so. I mean, you guys know that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he skated, but he never played house league. Never played anything like that. A lot of us play, select house league, MTHL, All Star, whatever you want to call it. He never did any of that, and he picked it up. And now in the ASHL, which is a fairly big league, he's like 4th all time in wins. He unfortunately, I always got to let him know this. He also leads the whole thing in losses, but that's what happens when you play enough, But he's got 400 wins, 400 losses. This guy's played 800 men's league games, Another guy, Laurie Viscardi, we're putting in. Hopefully, I shouldn't say that. I mean, they gotta make it. They gotta make it.
Yeah.
Laurie is,
yeah.
Laurie is, I don't want to say 70, but he's damn near 70. He gets like a goal every 2 or 3 years. He gets his 3 or 4 points, but he's on another franchise that we follow and I've played on, and he's got the most games played on that franchise. That team's been together they just celebrated their 25th year, the Christie Lights. And then we have the Spirit Division, which we have Bernadette is a timekeeper at the SHL. She does the penalty box, so she knows me really well. And we're not just putting all our friends in, but these people are people we know that we can find, and we want to expand that. So we're looking around.
Yeah.
Does
the website have a nomination?
We have
submission form or something.
We have email addresses that we tell people, please tell us your stories, tell us your friends' stories. We look up leagues though. So Bernadette's in the Spirit Division, which are just people who help build the game again, but don't really play, right? So, and then we have a gentleman by the name of Ray. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't really know his last name right now. Cause to me, he was Ray the Referee. Just recently passed away during COVID, unfortunately. So he's up. Yeah, he was going to be the first, one of the first guys going in the Spirit Division, and we're not hiding that one. He'll be going in. He's just a ref. I hate to say that, but these guys they're all part of it too, right? This guy been ref in ASHL for 15 years. In the end, we were good friends. We were talking quite a bit over the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, so
he'll be rough years before that, then, or what? Just from going to the box a lot.
yeah, he was funny. I got a story about Ray one time. I'll tell a quick one. I talk too much. Langer knows this. I'll just ramble on.
That's all right. Keep going.
Yeah. So we're playing this game one time. I go down. I don't really know what happened. I put a puck. I figured I scored, right? One of those, like, I was over the line. So I start losing my shit on the ref. And I don't know if he gave me, I think he gave me 10, right? But he didn't kick me out of the game. Anyway, so he gives me 2 and 10, and he turns to Bobby Johnson on my team, and he's like, I didn't kick him out because I have a feeling he's going to come back and do something, right? So anyway, I get out of the box, and puck comes to me. I score the game-winning goal, and the puck's in the net. So I'm standing behind the net yelling, is that fucking in? Is that in? And Ray's just looking at me like, Jesus, man. And over comes Bobby, and Bobby's like, yeah, Jesus, get him. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He was going to throw your ass out, but he knew you'd come back and do something. So just shut up and take the goal. So that was a funny story from years ago with Ray. So those guys are nominees, and then we found what we were doing there at the end was we were literally throwing our suits on, finding guys, driving to their rinks, watching their game, and then just busting in their change room and saying, congratulations, you've been nominated for the Beer League Hall of Fame. So catching some guys by surprise. And we have a gentleman by the name of Mike Lalonde who is up for the players category. He'll be possibly going in as the second player. So, right now we're just trying to find the best people we can find, stats wise, dedication wise, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we'll grow from there, and we'll find more people, and it's already worldwide. I mean, we got New Zealand in there, we got Germany in there, so we'll do it. We call it the international division, and then the world division. So, it's all there, man.
Cool. Somerville disappeared.
He did. He checked out on us, eh? He's like, Chippy's talking too much.
He's on dial-up.
He's on dial-up. Yeah, I had to do that last time I was on. I popped in with you guys. I realized I didn't switch to the shed internet, and I was cutting in and out. Yeah, my shed has its own internet. It's quite the world here.
Nice.
Well, we're not sure, man. He just popped out. I guess he disappeared on us. Yeah, maybe he's trying to find out how he can nominate himself for the Beer League Hall of Fame. He had to get offline so he could start Googling the shit out of it. Bloff.com.
Are you playing hockey up there?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm playing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's opened up that you can go to play hockey.
Yeah. So
Okay.
even during COVID, we actually snuck in a 4-on-4 season, kind of in the middle of COVID, and then we had a very short summer season, but now we're full on again. So we're playing right now. I'm on 2 different teams in 2 different leagues. I'm just getting back from a separated shoulder. Don't play baseball. Like, that's a bad sport.
Sliding?
I wish it was this. Everyone always says that. Tell an epic story, Chippy. I'm like, nah, I was the fat guy bending over for a ball. I tripped on my own feet and slammed my shoulder into the infield. Anyway, I picked up the ball. So
you got it. Yeah.
I got it. Bitch. Yeah. So that was that, man. So I just got back. It was nice though, because I had a couple goals there the other night. I got 2 goals, and it was the first 2 5-on-5 goals I scored in like a year and a half. And for me,
feels good.
You know, it felt good. It just felt good to be 5-on-5 again. It felt good to be playing hockey. The first goal was a trash goal of all trash goals, man. I was just standing in front. My first game, I was brutal. I wanted to retire. I wrote a retiring speech and everything. I was like, this is awful. I'm never going to bounce back. And second game, I get out there and, the guys are like, oh, come on, fight through. How are you going to, you can't retire. You love the game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, puck drops off the draw, hits the goalie, drops. The goalie was off for the face-off. I had like a gaping net, like a soccer size, and all I could think was, "Oh my God, hit this net!" Yeah. So I put it in, and I took it. I'll take a trash goal anytime, man. I love those goals. I don't care.
Okay.
And then my second goal that game was a little bit nicer. Showed I still had some hands. Got it in front. I did like a triple back and forth while both feet planted. It was just me and the goalie. I had way too much time. It's like da 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 da. And he planted his feet, and I put it right in the 5 hole. It was like, oh, that was a nice goal. So I'm back, and we're legit. I was like, and we're off. Yeah, we're off. Let's go.
Special thanks to today's guest, Chippy Dubois. To find out more about the Beer League Hockey Hall of Fame, visit blhhof.com to nominate someone that you think deserves it. And now, on to the third. And we're on to the third.
So, does anyone remember where the original Hockey Hall of Fame was in Toronto?
No.
The original one?
Yeah. So the one downtown Toronto.
Was it in Maple Leaf Gardens?
No.
Okay.
But I remember moving it there because I went shortly after it was open.
Was it in Peterborough?
But no. Was that the old exhibition grounds? Yeah.
I'm just checking. Every show, there's somebody from Peterborough. So.
Just the way it is, guys.
All right,
hockey players walking around down the street downtown Peterborough.
That's right.
Hanging out with broccoli.
Yes, Pleasantville. They're at the gas station, Costco. Yeah, it's all over the place. No, it was at the exhibition grounds in Toronto. So where the CNE is.
DX, yeah.
They had a hall there. It was like a pavilion. It was Hockey Hall of Fame. And I remember it because it was super, super budget, which kind of fit into like NHL anyway back in the 80s because it was still like the budget pro league. That's like right. It still looked like you could smoke and drink and get drafted at 41 and play. So the Hall of Fame reflected that. Like it was. Yeah. So at the front they had like the logos of the then teams, and they were like kind of like they were tiles, looked like they were glued on, and it was real budget. It was like a little mini museum, but they had the trophies and stuff in there. And,
right.
Yeah. I just remember my dad taking me there, thinking, "Oh, is this it?" No, it was just there.
Yeah,
you were walking through the X, and
right,
kind of the food hall, done some Midway, and your deep fried Mars bar, and then you just walk into the Hall of Fame.
Deep fried Mars bar, yes.
So they moved it. So yeah, that's interesting. So I do remember that. Okay, so I'll get to the thing here. So I don't know. I'm just going to get your opinions on this because I think that the league, because it's become watered down over the years, the lines are blurred from what is a Hall of Fame superstar player and a really good player. And I kind of just don't think that, just because you were really good, are you a Hall of Famer? So, and there's a couple of guys I need your opinion on, because these two guys, for some reason, which I don't understand, everyone thinks that these two guys they're currently playing are locks to the Hall of Fame, and I have no idea why people think that. And you probably have an idea who it is. But so I decided to go back 10 years of Hall of Fame inductees. I'm only going to go with NHL players.
Because there are other hockey leagues inducted into the Hall of Fame, right? Or members of it, like the IIHF.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to admit builders. I'm going to admit the builders, women. So
you're just going to go with NHLers.
I'm going to go with NHLers because I know the International Ice Hockey Hall of Fame has their own thing and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back 10 years because I wanted to get some players that we all saw. So I want you to think it's going to be a yes. It's going to be like Hall of Famer or they were a good player. Okay. So go back 10 years because I was looking for players that we actually watched growing up.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll jump in when I feel like your answer is not the right one. So here we go.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with 2011. So the Eagle at Belfour.
No.
So again, think were these players one of the greatest players ever, or were they just really good?
No, he was really good. But
yeah.
He was really good.
No.
But
no. Yeah. Okay. No.
Gilmore. Okay, Nieuwendyk.
I want to say
yes.
I want to say yes. Yeah, for Nieuwendyk. Yeah.
I would say yes. He should be in the Hall.
So Nieuwendyk is better than Gilmore and Belfour. Okay. Adam Oates.
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
I say no. He was a really great player, but he's not a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
Yeah. He's a fucking
I would
Hall
say
of Fame
I beg to
passer,
differ.
man.
He's 4th overall in assists. He's one of the best playmakers ever in the game.
Okay.
But he does not have the championships to go with it, which is why he's not in.
Yeah. So again, it's completely objective. So it's like when you watch them, did you think that guy is up there with Gretzky and Lemieux and Howe and
Adam
Oates
is my favorite player of all time. So it's
I figured that would be easy for you.
Yeah. But
I agree with Gilmore. But he would.
Was Luke Robitaille as good as Gretzky and fucking?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
When you talk about Hall of Famers, to that elite Hall of Fame level, because is that how it started? Was the first inductee? Do we know who the first inductee was? Was he the Gretzky of his time?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Pull it up.
Why?
So it was Hobie Baker was the first one.
Hobie Baker. So
who the NCAA,
Frank McGee and Howard Morenz. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So no idea. No. Was there a trophy named after any of them? There's no McGee trophy.
The Hobie Baker is the Hobie Baker is the Heisman of the NCAA.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, just again, I'm going by.
Okay.
I know there's stats, and this can always be debated, but I'm thinking as you watch them, Hall of Famer Pavel Bure.
Yes,
at the
he was
time
at an
he was
elite
one of the
level
greatest.
I watched. Yeah.
At the time,
he dominated.
Then I would do the you could throw the Lindross argument in there.
But he wasn't consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I would say no to Pavel Bure because he wasn't consistent enough.
Short career.
Yeah, short career.
He was electrifying when he played.
Yeah.
But that's debatable. Joe Sakic in 2012.
He was must-watch
what's her name
TV.
from Full House?
Yeah.
Candace Cameron. He married Kirk
His
Cameron's
brother did.
sister.
No, his brother married her.
Oh, it was his brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Valeri.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Valeri.
Sakic.
Yes.
Hall
of Famer, yes.
One of the greatest of all time. Okay. Sundin.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I give it
One
to
of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest of his time.
Is he one of the greatest hockey players ever?
No, he was good.
He
was good.
I can't stand somebody, so I'm just...
he was good.
Ever.
He was good. No. I don't think he was great.
He had 1,349 points in 1,346 games. Just if you're a stat head.
Fuck, man. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he played on stacked teams, though. So, no.
But he led them, you know?
Huh?
Yeah. Chelios.
No.
He's one of the greatest defensemen of all time.
No, he was good.
All time?
He was good.
Yeah, he was really good, yeah.
Yeah. Niedermeyer.
Scott or Rob?
Didn't we already... Rob, yeah.
You're an idiot.
Scott's a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. What, didn't he win everything you can win in hockey?
He won everything you could win in hockey, and he didn't even look like he was trying.
Didn't he win like 3 Memorial Cups in a row or something? Like something ridiculous?
Yeah, and then he was like he was the best he was the best player by far on any Olympic team he was on.
Yeah. Shanahan.
No, he was good.
Yeah, I'd say he's good.
He was good and he was gritty.
Yeah, I agree. I think to me, Brendan Shanahan's Doug Gilmour.
Yeah,
for sure.
Brendan,
Great player, but I don't know.
Did you say Rob Blake? Rob Blake? He was good.
Yep. Forsberg.
Hall of Famer.
One of the greatest hockey players of all time. I'm just saying it so it's fresh in your head. That's all.
I know, but and also you'll tell us when we're wrong. But
no, yeah, I will tell you when you're wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. Like again, I'd have to argue like Forsberg was one of the greatest players of his time when he played, and he was at his prime. He was he's like a Nathan McKinnon currently, right? Like at the prime of his career, he's fucking that much better than pretty much everyone else on the ice, and still makes everyone look a bit foolish,
Well, remember when you say of his time, all these players were the best player at their time. Remember Gretzky? Point production dropped right off a cliff near the end of his career.
Yeah,
but
the one thing about Forsberg
it's like
is
a band.
Forsberg
He made
did it everywhere.
Gretzky put out like platinum selling albums for like 10 years straight. So if his last few albums aren't very good, no one cares because he can just tour off of those 10 albums for the rest of his life.
That's right. Exactly.
To put it in a musical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terms. Yeah.
All right. Jump back in here because we can talk about this all day long.
Yeah.
Dominic Hasek.
He was good.
No.
Statistically, I'm not saying anything, but statistically, he's in the top.
Insane.
Top 5.
Right. Yeah. See. Yeah. Well,
I'm sort of partial. 1 Hart trophies.
Yeah, but no Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah, he won in Detroit.
Yeah, he won it in Detroit, and that's my thing about Hasek. Is Hasek was a backup for several years, and then all of a sudden he got his chance, and they rode him to the final in Buffalo, and then after that he just chased the cup by going to stacked teams. So it was like,
here's his
I don't know.
Here, just quickly, I just pulled up his stats. So. He won the Jennings 3 times. So that's a tandem. He won the Vezina 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. First team All-Star 2, 4, 6, but I don't care about that stuff. He won the Hart twice, and he won the Cup twice.
All right, he's a Hall of Famer. Fuck. I mean, with a resume like that, how is he not a Hall of Famer, right?
I know.
Well,
Mike Modano.
Actually, the thing about Hasek, though, that I guess it's not any of that shit you just read out. It was when he won the Olympics.
Yeah. That's on the resume too. Yeah. He played for his country like a zillion years in a row.
But he won the Olympics when they had no business winning the Olympics.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, fuckers. I remember.
Okay, so he's a Hall of Famer. Australia. Moving on.
Okay. Modano.
Yes, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest American hockey player ever.
Yeah,
number time.
But that's not American is not greatest.
No,
hockey
I was going to say
ever.
Put him in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Fedorov.
No.
Fedorov. No, Sergey.
No.
No.
Put him in the Hall of Fame for Anna Kournikova, though.
Great. Yeah. Great.
Right?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
For having a Hall of Fame.
Just snag that 18-year-old tennis playing wife. Yes, take her.
The Rocket Wife Hall of Fame.
She was on every Maxim magazine. She was in every teenage boy's spank bank, and he was just like, yes, ma'am, I will take you.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
I wonder what she looks like now.
Phil House. Yeah, I would say he was really good. Like, he was a great player, but one of the best of all time? Debatable. Phil Hellsley.
No.
He was great. Like, he was a good player, but I don't know.
He's one of those other superstar Americans. He was the highest scoring American defenseman ever.
Yeah, and he was amazing in Buffalo. I remember watching him.
Isn't that Leach? Brian Leach? No?
He's coming.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
No. Rick Lidstrom. Sorry, Nick Lidstrom.
Nick. Oh.
One of the greatest defensemen of all time.
I would say he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I'd say he's a Hall of Famer, yeah. He was fucking good.
He's who a lot of
He played with a good team as well, right? You know? But he was
the leader
of those.
If you're a defenseman in the NHL today, a lot of guys model their game after Nick Lidstrom.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fair call.
Yeah.
So I would say he's a Hall of Famer.
So is he in or out? Okay.
Yeah,
he's in or out. Chris Pronger.
Out.
Just because he's a dick.
Well, back in the day, you're allowed to spear guys and elbow.
Yeah, true.
That's right.
Fucking grab it when you're 6'100". Like,
I was more talking about just his personality.
Nasty as fuck. Yeah.
No, he was a goon though. I remember him training. He was just the biggest goon on the ice.
And he's from Peterborough.
But oh well. Paul Kariya. Is he a Hall of Fame hockey player?
No.
He's unreal.
He was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before the
maybe
is he Hall of Famer, or is he just really good?
Maybe if Scott Stevens didn't meet him. But yeah, I'd say no.
Okay. Mark Recchi.
No.
Timu Kanusalani.
Yes.
Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's better than Korea?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Martin Brodeur.
Absolutely.
Yes. Greatest goaltender of all
that.
time. Yeah.
Well, you got Wall,
most wins when you beat Terry Sawchuk for most wins. Yeah.
Yeah. But what he's done for goalies in the game is like a bit unprecedented, you know, like goalies is now basically a third defenseman, you know.
Oh, dude.
They had to fucking create a new rule for exploiting the game.
Yeah.
You know?
And New Jersey has 0 Stanley Cups without him.
Fun fact, he got cut. He was one of the last cuts for his year of the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Martin St. Louis in 2018.
No, thank you.
Ooh, no.
Nope. Am I going to go out? Guy Carbonneau.
Yes.
I'm going to say
no.
All right.
Yeah, no. He was really good. Really good.
He was a defensive guy.
You know,
yeah, he was one of the greatest 2A forwards.
On awesome teams.
Yeah.
Zubov. Sergei Zubov. One of the greatest defensemen of all time? Sergei Zubov?
No.
How does that sound in your head?
I'm going to say
no.
Ooh, but I know the guy.
I've heard rumors.
Is he
I know.
Is he up there with Orr? Is he up there with Lidstrom?
No.
And Harvey and Ray Bourque and Paul Coffey?
No.
Is he up there?
He's definitely 100% not Hall of Fame worthy, but I know a guy who's got an amazing jersey of his.
Yeah. So he's going to the Russian Hall of Fame. Marian Hossa.
No,
is he
thank you.
Up there with Solani?
No.
And Curry?
No. Absolutely.
No.
Okay.
And that's coming from a guy who likes the Sens. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, and then finally, because we've mentioned some of these guys, Kevin Lowe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah.
I'm going to say no.
I'd say
I mean,
yes.
he played with Gretzky on an amazing team. And, you know, I mean,
I'd say yes, just on the hardware alone, though. You like, at the end of the day, it's not always about points. You got to have a
he's
Robin
not like a
Revere on your team.
Messier.
Yeah,
or
but is he
Gretzky.
a great defenseman?
You know, like
For his role
of
that he
all
was
time?
playing, yeah. The way that I have always looked at defensemen is you have your offensive defenseman, you have your defensive defenseman, and they're just as valuable as each other. And Kevin Lowe is a defensive defenseman.
Yeah.
Well, good point. Let's go and have a look at the defenseman. Zubov, offensive or defensive?
Offensive.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Lidstrom?
Both.
He
That's
was.
why he's a Hall of
Pronger?
Famer.
He's
Pronger was defensive. Housley was offensive.
Niedermeyer?
Niedermeyer does it all.
Niedermeyer was, yeah, he was fucking amazing.
Yeah. What I'm just saying is Brian Leetch was an 09. Is these guys were pretty offensive as well.
Yeah.
Larry
Brian
Murphy,
Leetch.
Paul Coffey, Ray Bork. I'm just going through the list. Rod Langway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was surprised to see him. I think it was just kind of like, part of me thinks it's an old boys club, right?
Well, I think part of the thing is, I think character has a lot to do with who gets in and who doesn't. And when you look at Kevin Lowe, he's the guy that's he's been in the game now. He's done it all.
Again, go back to our criteria. Does that put you in the hall with the greatest players ever? I would never in a zillion years put Kevin Lowe on my greatest team of all, like teams of all time. I just think it's interesting.
He doesn't make.
I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying, but I guess when I look at getting into the hall, it's an overall. It's not like if you look at Kevin Lowe's career, just games played and that's it, and then soon as he's done and he hangs up the skates, he checks out of the game entirely. No. Not in the Hall of Fame. But if you look at his entire, I agree with the pick. Like if you look at his entire career
hockey player,
in the game.
greatest hockey player, greatest
so he's in the Great Guy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's blurry because he had 431 points in 1,254 games, played on a stacked dynasty for 10 years.
I guess what I'd like to know is what was his plus minus? That's what I want to know. What was this overall plus minus?
220.
No, Wikipedia doesn't have it.
Yeah, because they didn't really keep plus minus.
Anyway.
But
so I'm just curious, it's all up for debate. So
I just know that he was a huge part of the championship in New York.
Absolutely.
When Messier won the championship in New York, he was a massive part of that because he shut down everybody.
And Adam Graves was too. He's not there. Anyway, it's debatable. So this segues into what I wanted to bring up and get your guys' opinion on. So again, the whole thing is that you're like a superstar elite player, or you're really good. So have you figured out who the two guys that everyone thinks are locks? And I'm just baffled by it. I just don't get it.
Pierre Turgeon. Oh.
No, they're both still playing.
That was the guy that I was going to say should be in the hall that never got in, too. Pierre Turgeon and Darren Fleury.
I can't see Pierre. For me, Pierre Turgeon wasn't one of the greatest players of all time. He was a good player.
Yeah, or Alex McGillney.
It was. Yeah. I mean, but they're great players, but are they the greatest?
The pantheon of players, the Mount Olympus. So who are the two guys I'm talking about? They're still playing. Everyone thinks they're locked.
Crosby and McDavid?
Yeah, Sid and Ovi.
No.
McDavid and Sid? McDavid and Ovi.
Nope.
McKinnon and...
I think those guys you guys are going way too young.
Who? Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau?
Exactly.
No, neither one of them should be in.
Those two are both locks.
Neither one of them should be in. I don't think they're locks.
Why is Joe Thornton a lock for the Hall of Fame? Because he's played forever
Because he's
and scored a ton of points.
Yeah,
Honestly, when I watched him play when he was younger, he's a good player.
Yeah, if he was a lock, he wouldn't have got traded in his fucking second season. Yeah, no. Neither one of those guys should make it in.
Well, that's kind of silly because lots of guys get traded. But Patrick Marleau, he's the only reason people talk about him is because he's played for so long. It's not the Hall of I've played for 25 years and put up 2,000 games. Anybody could do that. Like I was reading the other day, Matt Stajan played over 1,000 games. Matt Stajan.
Yeah.
He's like a third line dude that played in Calgary and Toronto. But Marleau is like, he passed Gordie Howe's games played record. It's like,
cool. So he stayed healthy.
You're gonna go, yeah. Didn't miss a game for like 50 years or something. I don't get it. Thornton, because
it's ridiculous.
And everyone's like, Thornton, he's a great guy. I'm like, then put him in the Great Guy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They have beers and stand around in the garage, and that's the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Awesome. But,
That's right.
I don't know. I just think it's funny. It's very objective.
I love it. That's a great period too, bud.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking A.
Something to ponder there.
Yeah.
I love it. Hell of a job, friend. For overtime today, Chippy is back, and we're talking hockey cards. Yeah, so hockey cards, like I went to Mexico because of a hockey
Start
card.
a hockey card conversation with I went to Mexico.
I went to Mexico because of a hockey card, man. It was okay. So this is my Uncle Carl, and my Uncle Carl gave me a box of hockey cards when I was like 12.
Yeah.
And I never ever really paid any attention to them, but I never let them out of my sight forever. So I had them, I think I was like 23.
Yeah.
I was 23 years old, and I had them like every house I ever moved to. Didn't really matter where I went. Like I always kept these hockey cards with me. And if you know hockey at all, back in the day, there's a guy who played way back in like 67. He was a goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers. His name is Bernie Braun.
Yeah, I know Bernie. I got his rookie card.
Okay. And he was a nobody at that time. Well, in this box, I had 6 of his rookie cards.
With the
in this box, there was also another defenseman who wore number 4 for the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, it's a cheap card. You can get them. They're a dime a dozen. They're like worth $10,000.
All of these are in plastic sleeves cases.
Do you still have them? No.
No, I went to Mexico on a Bernie Braun rookie card.
Oh.
I took 2 of them to the local card store.
Yeah,
card show. Sorry, card show was in town.
Yeah.
And I shopped them around.
Yeah.
I shopped them around, and eventually I sold 2 of my Bernie Braun rookie cards to the same guy.
Yeah.
And went to Mexico the next day.
That's awesome. Yeah, Bernie Braun. I have his rookie card. I have Bobby Orr's rookie card there too. I did the same. That's how I got my sailboat, man. I traded my Hank Aaron rookie baseball card for a 27-foot sailboat, man. Best deal I ever made, dude. I swear to God. I joke all
you
every
still
time.
have the sailboat to this day?
Yeah, I have the boat. Fuck yeah, man. And we go there. I'm like, yeah, it's funny. I never sat and drank beers on my Hank Aaron rookie card, but I've had fucking 5-6 guys over on the boat just getting hammered on the lake. So it's a much better deal.
That's a much better ending to that story than mine. I don't even have a vial of sand to show for it, but only memories.
It's memories. Hockey cards are cool, man. Even as an adult, they're pretty cool.
Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down, Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Riding the pine, now it's hockey time. Riding the pine with Punchy Langer and Summertime.